every game this year. Even the game we won 6-2, it was a grind, to try and get our offense going. I don't know, that's another good goalie performance from their guy. I thought we did a really nice job. I thought our second period, if I was to evaluate our game, I really liked our first. Second period was just too quiet. Not that we gave up a bunch. I thought we did a really nice job on our checking all night. We had 2 turnovers that they got 2 net front scoring chances on that I didn't like. Besides that, I thought we checked really well. And then the third period was even a step above our first, But the second period, we didn't do enough to create any offense. It was just not quite competitive enough to, dig in and go score. There's too many one-and-dones in the offensive zone. But besides, I think we bounced back nicely in the third to, secure the victory, and that's all you can ask for.
When you have a quiet second period, how do you get the guys going? What happens, to get their attention?
I just go in there and say what I need to say. I don't know. It's different every night. It just depends on what the scenario is, what the problem is. You know what I mean? It's usually it gets obvious when you're watching it on the bench, and even they're chattering and we're chattering as coaches, and then we go in and we have another 10 minutes to look at some video and get clear on what message we want to send to them, And it's not that we were playing bad in the second. It's just we weren't hungry enough to score goals. That was the fact of it. When then we got really hungry in the third period, and it still took us the whole period to get the goal we wanted.
What is it? Go ahead. Josh mentioned, on that second period that he felt that maybe they needed a kick in the pants, I think is what he said there in that intermission. For that same period, was it a lack of engagement thing for you, or were things just not clicking?
No, it wasn't that they weren't clicking. It's just it takes more than that to create offense, more than what we were doing. Structurally we were fine. It's the first thing a coach is going to look at. Then he's going to look at how competitive is it. Why aren't we getting anything going? Is it the competitiveness? Are we not winning enough races? Are we not around the puck enough? And that's the way I felt it was. And it's, and again, it wasn't bad. It's just we weren't coming up with enough pucks to play extended offensive zone time, and we weren't going to the net hard enough. Too much perimeter play, and and then, I feel like this is a team you can shoot and go to the net on, and we were reluctant to shoot the puck. All the things that lead our team to offense, we just didn't do enough of. We did it a couple times, got a couple good scoring chances out of it, and then it would go away for 6-8 minutes. And if you want to score in this league, you got to make it hard, and that's what we did in the third. It wasn't fancy. We didn't move the puck and shot it, crashed the net, and retrieved the rebounds, and got them back up to our D, and repeated it. And then things start to open up, and we have enough skill that then, there was a tempo to our game in the third period that made us really dangerous.
You've talked about breaking the segments of the season down into chunks, right? How are you feeling about this post-holiday period of play so far?
Yeah, I feel good about it. We got 5 out of 6 points. Didn't like the third period in Phoenix, but they had something to say about it. They played a period in the third like we had tonight in the third, and we just didn't push back enough, So, and they had some shooting luck. It's not I think I only had them at 6 chances in the third period. They scored on 3 of them, and then overtime, they got dangerous again, right? So we just needed to do more defensively in the third period in that game. But besides that, I thought we played pretty well. It looked like St. Louis had a lot more jump than us. They were at home before Christmas, at home after. We're coming off sort of a weird travel day in Phoenix and then coming back to St. Louis. But I like the way we stuck with that game and defended hard. And we defended hard again tonight. So that's what's been hurting our team. It's not our offensive ability and the scoring chances we're creating. Some nights they go in, sometimes they don't easily. But the defending part of the first part of the season, we've been up and down and inconsistent. But so far, after the break, it's been pretty good, except for that third.
Gerard, I know today was an empty netter, but what is it to you, if anything, that Josh Manson is doing differently for this rise in offensive production in the last handful of games?
I just think I think he's confident in his ability to help create offense. And when you're playing with talented guys, the plays you make, sometimes people capitalize on them, and sometimes the plays you make, they don't, and so we've been scoring, doing some nice things on the offensive side of it, and he's making good decisions. But what I like about his play is he's creating his own offense. Offensive blue line keeps, if we have a good F3, he's keeping pucks in at the line, and then he's able to get shots through to the net. So that's a significant amount of his offense right now. And then he's not a guy that lugs the puck a lot in the rush, but he's picking spots to join as the fourth guy, and sometimes his teammates are finding him, and he's shooting the puck. I think his shot volume is up on some nights, and he's getting rewarded for it.
What do you think the immediate impact of having Sam Girard back in the lineup was?
Well, it's hard to say. But you watch his game, it was solid, right? He's missed some time. I didn't expect perfection right away, but just getting in and out of your zone on the breakouts is a big one. His ability to find guys in the neutral zone. He's just steady, doesn't make a lot of mistakes. So it's another veteran guy that helps you at both ends of the rink, whether it's penalty kill, power play. He does, plays everything for us.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions for the team?
No.
Coach, a game like this.
I really don't. There's we're working on something all the time, so I really don't have, we try to be better every day, so.
Colleen?
In a game like this, when you have that many scoring chances and they just aren't going in,
Yeah.
how do you kind of keep the team from really just kind of getting frustrated and keep them?
But they feel it, that's the one thing that can get you is the frustration and then fragmenting, going off on your own page. But I heard our guys on the bench the whole night just stay with it. Not so much in the second, but first period. And we didn't score a 5-on-5 goal until the end of the game, right? So, you have no choice. If you want to win, you have to stick with it. And they all know that. We give them some reminders and try to give them some tactical and some clarity on some things that we can do in order to help produce. But you have no choice but to stick with it. If you don't stick with it, you fragment and go on your own, then things just get worse, So, and then we've learned that lesson many times.
You mentioned the second period being kind of quiet, but you've also used the word loud with Miles before, and he had a pretty loud shift that set up the game winner 2 nights ago, and then he drew the penalty tonight. Just sort of assess his performance.
Well, I would say he brought some of the characteristics and does on many occasions, but tonight in particular, at times during the game, he brought some of the characteristics that the rest of our lineup needed in the second period. If you watch, it'll go in, a play will get broken up, and his second and third effort on the puck, to drive his legs, to run into people, to be loud, to be disruptive, Val has a lot of that in his game by his positioning and his size and his skating ability, and Miles has it too. So he's breaking up players, he's disruptive to the other team, getting out of the zone, helping extend shifts. And the Ben Myers and Cogliano and OC, they were exceptional at it in the third period. But as a group, we didn't have enough of that in the second period.
Last one? Good, thank you very much.
Yep, thanks. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.